Hello students, welcome back. So today we will begin with a very lovely poetry which is Trees, written by Alfred Joyce Kilmer. Students, it is one of the best works of Joyce Kilmer. The poem appeared in the Literary Magazine Poetry in the year 1913, which made Kilmer very famous. So students, we all know that trees make the nature look very beautiful, right? And apart from making the nature look beautiful, it also provides us with what? It also provides us with various essential things. So here in this poem we will see how Joyce Kilmer is actually praising the beauty of a tree. So let's begin. I think that I shall never see a poem as lovely as a tree. So students, Joyce Kilmer wrote this poem when he was fascinated with trees. As he opened his window one morning, he came up with the idea of writing a poetry describing the beauty of the tree. So here in this line, I think that I shall never see a poem as lovely as a tree. Here the poet praises the very beauty of the tree and compares the beauty of the tree with that of a beautiful poem. Okay, so you all know that poems are always very beautiful as it has various rhymes and all. So here the poet states that he will never see a poem that is more beautiful than a tree. So it seems that the poet is intrigued by the tree, quite fascinated by the tree, that he likens it to a lovely poem. So let's read next. A tree whose hungry mouth is pressed against the earth's sweet flowing breast. Students, we all know that the survival of a tree depends on what? The survival of a tree depends on the water from the ground. So what is the poet saying here? A tree whose hungry mouth is pressed. So here it is referred to the roots of the tree that stick to the ground to suck up the nourishment from the ground. The roots, according to the poet, brings the earth's sweet flowing, which means water. It is the water that keeps the tree alive. Same applies to us also. We are also dependent on the earth for its resources, isn't it? So we can say that the earth sustains the existence of all living things, including the tree. So come to the next line. A tree that looks at God all day and lifts her leafy arms to pray. So the poet is saying that a tree that looks at God all day. So it means that since the tree develops upwards, it seems to the poet that the tree is trying to reach God. Okay, so what is the tree doing here? Lifting her leafy arms, means the branches, to pray to God. Just like we pray to God, isn't it? Asking for various blessings. So similarly here also the tree is praying to God. So let's read again. A tree that may in summer wear a nest of robins in her hair. So here the poet is saying that during the summer season the tree serves as shade and shelter for birds. A nest of robins. Robin is actually a small bird. So here the birds are dependent on the tree for shelter. Okay. Trees here actually refers to the branches of the tree where the birds take rest. The poet here means to say that the tree is a source of refuge for lots of creatures. Here the poet is again fascinated by the nature of the tree to provide refuge to other creatures. Okay, so next. Upon whose bosom snow has lain, who intimately lives with rain. So here the poet says that during winter the bosom, that means the trunk of the tree, gets actually covered with snow. So the tree, being sturdy, being strong, can withstand the cold. Okay, so tree being strong tolerates the chilly cold. Okay, the poet again says that when rain comes, trees grow better and healthier. Their leaves also turn green and shiny. Okay, the tree intimately lives with rain. Intimately means closely. So here the poet says that the trees have a close bond with the rain, as rain nourishes the tree and makes it luxuriant. Okay, so next. Poems are made by fools like me, but only God can make a tree. So here the poet says that trees are not made by man, they are made by God. It is God who has the power to create a perfect natural form like a tree. We human beings can only plant a tree, right? It is up to God to bless it and help it grow. So the poet says that poems are made by fools like me. So here the poet describes him and the other poets like him as fools. Okay, why? Because poems come from people's imagination. Okay, but trees are God's creation. Here the poet describes himself as a fool to express his inferiority to the works of God. So students, this was all about the poetry. Hope you all have understood it. Thank you.